Alright, check it. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. This one is called A Fishy Teacher and His Spratty Students. Go grab a drink, fix you something to eat or something to consume, and come sit in on the one because we have a lot to say about this one. Alright? And the reason why we're doing this and showing our face and not doing it behind some slides, you know, some of the video them where you do it and you don't have to show your face and thing. We choose to do it this way this time because I want you to look at me as I say these words to you, because we've been saying these words to you for quite some time, but it seemed like, I don't know, people not listen or they don't care enough. Alright, so an article dropped, right? And the article came out in the Jamaica Observer, which I will read to you. And then we're going to talk. The article says that a male teacher on buggery rap after alleged threesome with students in a hotel room. Now you might wonder what buggery is, but everybody in the Caribbean knows that once you hear the word buggery, you know we're talking about homosexual activities, right? Male teacher, students, buggery. All right. More details emerged in the sexual misconduct allegations against a male teacher at a prominent high school in St. Anne. The 24-year-old teacher had been charged by the St. Anne CIB with 1 count of buggery, indecent assault, and grievous sexual assault. Reports are that the teacher got involved in a relationship with a 15-year-old male student at the school. It is alleged that another minor, the male student, and the male teacher met up at a hotel room in Ocharias and indulged in a menage a trois. However, a parent, watch this part now. A parent of one of the male students suspected what was going on and trailed the student and discovered the debauchery and made a subsequent report to the police. The teacher was arrested last Thursday and taken into custody following complaints by the student. The teacher was subsequently charged. He is to appear in the St. Anne Parish Court to answer to the charges. Minors cannot consent to sex under Jamaica's law. A person under the age of 16 cannot legally engage in sexual intercourse or any related sexual activity. A minor can in no way, shape, or form consent to sexual intercourse as the law of the land states, even if they agree to such unlawful behavior. But when it involves a male doing the act to another male who is a minor, that male is not charged with carnal abuse. Did you hear what I just said? When it involves a male doing it to another male who is a minor, that male who did it to the minor is not charged with carnal abuse. Why? Because of the buggery laws and how they are set up. This is why they wanted to repeal the buggery laws. But a lot of my Jamaicans are so ignorant to the fact how the laws are ran, that how the laws work, that they don't take the time to understand why is somebody trying to repeal the buggery law. Right? The same protection that is given to a female who is not old enough to consent to sex when she is forced upon or coerced by a male who is over the age of. That same protection is not given to men, boys, because of how the buggery laws are set up. Sex between two males is not recognized as sex under the law. That is why. You hear what I just say again? Sex between two males is not recognized as sex under the law. So, in such case, the police are forced to charge the accused with buggery. A police source told Observer Online this. Shout out to the Observer for this article. Section 76 of the Offense Against a Person Act criminalizes buggery between men with a penalty of up to 10 years imprisonment with or without hard labor. Section 77, and it says between men, not a man and a boy, or not a, you know, there's no statutory rape charge here. There is nothing here that would make this person become a sex offender slash having sex with a minor, etc. Won't get those charges, not just because of the buggery laws and because it is two men or two males, because one of them is not a man. Section 77 prohibits attempt to commit buggery or an indecent assault on a man with a penalty of up to 7 years imprisonment with or without hard labor. The defense attorney of the teacher on Wednesday claimed that a possible conspiracy between students and teachers at the school resulted in the male teacher being slapped with charges. The attorney told the presiding judge that it was clear by the text messages that the complainant continued. I know a lot of you are saying, yo, listen, some of these attorneys, they need to be imprisoned themselves. Because why would you as an attorney try to even defend an individual like this? Okay. The attorney told the presiding judge that it was clear by the text messages that the complainant, remember the complainant is the teenager, maybe the teenager's parents forced him now to go complain, right? And continue to complain. And the attorney has the text messages from his client, which is the lawyer. The attorney told the presiding judge that it was clear by the text messages that the complainant, the teenager, continued to message the educator, which is the teacher, and offering him certain things. So even while he has been forced to complain on one side, because parents catch him, they don't like it, he's forced to complain on one side. You better go tell them, say, I rape him off and coerce you, but that's what he did, right? And the teen still texting and offering things. You can imagine what those things are. I don't have to get too graphic, right? He wants still do the things with teacher. Mark Chu, the one comment over here says, lightning, brimstone and fire buggery is such an awful, shameful, dehumanizing, unhealthy and despicable crime. Woe be unto those who forsake the natural for the unnatural. Alright. They tend to have like this religious approach to things like this at the time it happened. But let me go into some real talk now. This is why I say, go grab a drink, fix you something to consume, a sandwich or something, pull up and let's talk. Alright. 7 years ago, I gave the warning right here on SouFLoTV when we started this. 7 years ago, that Jamaican boys were under attack. And the backlash that I got for even saying that. Now listen, when I said Jamaican boys were under attack, here's the reason why I said it. Because 7 years ago, I saw a homosexual explosion in Jamaica. I started getting videos because, you know, people send me videos. Lord God, SouFLo, look here, you have to talk about this. And the video were, some of them were homosexual activities, right? By some people who are considered to be people you would be afraid of. Naturally, gunman. Man would carry them big gun upon them and afraid to shoot up the place and live illegally and make a whole lot of money doing it, were coercing these younger boys under threat and pressure. And some of the younger boys, they wanted things. There was a documentary out at the time as well, where they spoke with their faces blurred out, how they come from deep poverty and how they wanted things. So when a man fly in and offer them certain things, as long as the man hold true to those certain things, like as a teenager you could go collect barrel, or organize for some family member to go collect barrel. And a man overseas a pack barrel and send barrel with food and clothes and all this. And you're well taken care of by these barrels that come in. All him want is when he land in the island, that you take care of him in that manner. Be his sexual slave. And guess what? It was Jamaicans that had flown out of the country that were doing it to other Jamaicans that were impoverished and still living in the country. And were underage as well. I'm going to drop my chair a little bit. Alright. So we saw these videos and we saw these pictures and they were being mailed to us. And I said, on one of my shows, I said that there is a homosexual explosion in Jamaica. And we have nothing against who want to live them life like that. This is not what this video is about. I saw a trend. And I was speaking about the trend. I said, where do y'all think that all these young guys come from that are acting so effeminate all of a sudden? And now they're being more brazen and more out front than before because Jamaican culture prohibited you being upfront if you were that way before. In our music, in our communities, in certain communities you have to run away or you would get run down and beat down, right? Or killed. So coming from that era, moving into an era where you saw them all out in the streets. Men dressing as women out in the streets. Men dressing as women standing on the side of the road doing prostitution, like picking up, jumping in and out of cars and these kind of things. I said, let's take this conversation deeper. Where y'all thought this homosexual explosion come from? And people said, move on, go from around here. Dirty nasty boy, keep your fat. I was told, keep your Batman things a foreign. SouFLoTV. You don't like Jamaica. You trying to make Jamaica look bad. Girls, I get body down here. But no boy now go through them something there. That's what I was told. Among other things, them send me up under my good mother. Them tell me all kind of something. Alright. The light I was trying to shine was that the boys were being attacked. And because there is no recourse, because there is such a stigma attached to it, and because nobody really believes. See, in Jamaica, the culture is like this. Oh, man, fuck you off. You're batty, man. You know? It's like the victim is punished. They even told me, yeah, the boy that SouFLo look like, man, rape him off of Jamaica. That's why I'm run when I go foreign. I know him, I talk bad about Jamaica. And I keep telling people, you know, I had good people around me growing up when my time spent in Jamaica growing up. And people who would kill for me and die for me. I was well protected. And if I could just take my Jamaica childhood days and give it to every child in Jamaica, we would have a perfect Jamaica today. Because a lot of them would have escaped certain traumas. Traumas that I never had to go through. Right? Alright. I became under attack for that. Time to stop trusting certain people. Also, this is not just to Jamaica, but this is widely to the Caribbean diaspora and even more wider to the black diaspora. We have been taught to trust, right? And I'm telling you that it's time to, we've been taught to trust, we've been taught to trust authority. We've been taught to trust people in positions of authority, right? So people like police, pastors, politicians, teachers, these people are people in positions of authority. And we've been taught to trust them. You blindly trust a teacher when you send your child to school. You don't even know who, a lot of parents don't even know who them their children's teachers are, or your teacher is. A lot of parents don't. And you have a flaming flamboyant, what we call fish, who has the eye for your student. And if only you had showed up to a couple of parent teachers meeting, you would have caught the look he was giving your son. You would have caught the energy that something was off. So it's important to be involved as well. But it's also important to stop just blindly trusting people in positions of power as we have been taught to do. Right? I spoke also about rage. Youths of rage. because there was a long period there where there was a lot of violence perpetuated towards women, and I said that them man here don't like women. Them youth and them boy and them man here, them don't like women. And the reason why they don't is because of things that has happened in their background before. Right? I don't know, maybe daddy gone, mommy was left to raise me alone, mommy boyfriend started doing things to me. I couldn't tell mommy that because of the man pay all the bills, or mommy was unable to protect me, or just a host of different things that could be happening here, right? So what you have at the end of the day, when you have, because it's easier. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm saying it's easier for a female to say, Master James or Mrs. Smith or Pastor Blake hold me down and rape me mommy or daddy, and things will be done about it, right? It's easier in comparison to a teenage boy saying, Pastor raped me or teacher raped me. You know, the first thing people say is, big strong boy like you, and you never fight him off, you're a batty man. That's the general consensus within the culture. And think about how deep and how hurting that is. Pause. As in, the student will now, or the child will now go away thinking, it better me not tell. Then of course there's the faction or the part where they're licky, and some of these children are developed beyond their years, as in everybody has this now, which is a phone, right? A smartphone, a whole computer in your hand, and they are observing, they're spending time watching images. Let's be blunt and frank. They're spending time watching pornography, a lot of pornography, okay? Now when your child stumbles up on gay porn, because you gave them a phone at a young age, and they start to watch it and watch it and watch more of it and more of it, now their interest is piqued. Now they're curious, right? As in a time gone by, there was none of these things around. So we couldn't have access to any of those things, whether it was straight porn or gay porn or whatever porn. We didn't have access to those things. The most I found growing up when I was growing up was I stumbled upon a stack of magazines. And they were Playboy magazines, and they were my uncle's. And the way how he had them wrap up and tie up. But he used to leave country and go town and go work. And when he was gone, he used to dig in them things. And it was buried deep. And that whole heap of newspaper and all kind of something and plastic wrap it up. And I find it and I draw out one of them. And that's the first time I saw porn. And I saw porn as a child. So you could imagine now where they don't have to go looking for no magazines. Everything is on their phone. Picture and live videos. Even interactive videos. A lot of our parents don't even know that you see WhatsApp, Cash App, PayPal, all these pay outlets, different world we're living in. See? You will have people sabotaging your children on the phone. Take off this for me. Make me see that. Skin out that for me. And your child is coerced into send some money to me cash app, tap up my phone, do this. And then they're overseas, them send a 20 US to the cash app, tap come off. Send some more money, them send the next 20 US to the cash app or the PayPal, underwear come off. Put the phone down there so let me see it. That's the world we live in today. So if you're not up to par with what is going on, my friend, and this is not only affecting, it's full time that we stop acting like this only affects females. A lot of the men, a lot of the boys have been in some kind of fishy business, whether voluntarily or coerced. Alright? Youths of rage. When things like this happen, it's bottled up inside. That's why you see some of the youth them kill so viciously, because they have nowhere else to let their rage out. Nobody is giving them counseling. Nobody is taking them to no psychological nobody is taking them through a psychological breakdown of what happened, how it will affect you, how how it is affecting you, and how to come out of this and how to go on to live somewhat of a normal life. They're stuck with the pain, the confusion, the anger, the resentment. After me, I don't really bottom man though. Why this happened to me though? Blah, blah, blah. All that. And here we sit. I see people defending the teacher and I'm appalled. And I see people cussing out the students. Cussing out the students. Let me read you some of the comments.
If you like Jamaican food but you're struggling to cook it the right way, then here's a channel that gives it to you step by step. It's Eat Good TV, y'all. You are guaranteed to be able to cook Jamaican food like a real Jamaican from this channel called Eat Good TV. Go over to Eat Good TV, hit that subscribe button and try cooking one of those meals. Just go to Eat Good TV, hit that subscribe button and tell her I sent you.
So here are some of the comments. People cussing out the students. Alright. Miss Brown Eyed Girl, big up herself. She's on Instagram and it's somebody I follow. Say, what in the name of Sodom is this? Alright. The next one, Unruly Gang Forever says, all three of them are go hanging tree. All three of them are go hanging tree. That means the youngins as well as the teacher should be hung from a tree. Alright. Saldodo Jr. or RJ says, people in the comments are defend the statutory rape. I hope y'all have that life y'all deserve after them remarks there. Sexy Roses says, this is too much. Father God, please take over this. Forever 21 Islander says, disturbing. RHR Holding says, or HRH Holding says, threesome. At that, God Almighty. Dre London says, lock up the whole of them because they went willingly. It's always someone you trust with your babies. Lock up the whole of them because they went willingly. Must I go into how easy it is to coerce teenagers, especially a cunning pedophile who has mastered the art of finessing the brain of their victims, grooming them before their actual attack. That's why we said that it's important to stop trusting people, especially people in positions of power that we've been taught to trust automatically, because pedophiles are known to actually work their way into these positions. You have pedophiles who work their ways into being a pastor. Him got school feet and everything. Why? Because he knows that once he's a pastor, him can say Sunday service, youth service is going on. And the parents will say, well, instead of my child being out in the streets on youth service night, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he can be in church at youth service. Now the community, or the majority of the community, has just sent all their children to me. They know these things. Teachers, I want to be an elementary school teacher, or I want to be a primary school teacher. And them got school feet. Them study hard. Them got UE. Them get them degree. Them pass all them subjects. Them do everything. They get all their qualifications. Because in their mind, they're saying, when I'm done a degree here, when I'm done getting this degree, I'll be teaching grade 4, 5, and 6. That's the range that I'm attracted to. Easily manipulated, just my type that I like in that way, etc. And I'm teacher, so the parents are going to be more trusting, and the students are also going to be more trusting, therefore more easy to manipulate. When I think about this, we've had cases in Jamaica where police officers have been accused of rape and have been caught. I believe one was recently convicted, right, where he took the lady in the car, drove her away while in a uniform and go rape her. And he lost the case. So don't act like these things don't happen. InStage TV, InStage InstaGov says, throw the teacher away. Throw the whole children away too. See what I'm saying? The only person I see over here was Shepherd Janine, who said, statutory rape. Lock him up and keep him away from other children and get those boys some therapy. Very few people are saying get those boys some therapy. Girl FR Exiana says, are we missing the part where this boy go to hotel with him? What the hell is happening? The two parties should be held responsible for their actions. But teacher should did go look him on age group anyway. The two parties, so those are some of the comments. The two parties should be responsible for their actions. Yes, we want our children to be responsible for their actions. However, again, here comes the coercing. And at what point do we hold the adult completely responsible for fostering this situation? How long was this teacher around these students? I mean, we just come out of the pandemic. School wasn't keeping. There were no face-to-face classes, only online classes. Was there a relationship outside of school during the last 2 years between this teacher and these students? Remember, I know, is a parent. See, a lot of people are forgetting this part. It was a parent who suspected something and followed their child and discovered what was going on. The whole hotel scene. Okay? It was a parent that followed their child and discovered the whole hotel scene. So it wasn't like it was made up and something like maybe this did happen for real. A parent followed them, pick me and go find it. These comments show you somebody else said, how old were these minors though? And do they not have knowledge of this? Where were the parents? What is the minor's story? Because this seemed a little weird. It seems that they obviously knew what this was about. So they will get blamed. And the reason why is because these are boys. There's literally over 800 comments over here. Jamaica Observer, you can go follow them on Instagram. There's literally over 800 comments on here, and majority of these comments are comments that are blaming the youths. Very little. Everybody is saying lock up the teacher, yes. But majority of this is laughing, smiley faces, blaming the pick them. See? Blaming the youths. Blaming the youths. It goes on and on and on and on. Some big paragraph. Blame teacher and also blame the fucking kids them too. Me know them reach there and them own. Nobody not take them out of them house and bring them there. Them effing kids nowadays are big man and woman them, and most of them poor parents no BBC no half of what them are effing do. Trust me. Them up with it in there. I'll let that be the last comment. But like I said, we've created this society where if it's boys, they're all wrong. Just like it's always the man's fault. Women are never wrong. And same thing here applies here. It can't be the teacher's fault. The 3 little boy them are bottom man too. Or the 2 little boy them are bottom man too. Right? And blame them. Where do you sit or stand on that? I'm going to leave this one here for now. But I want you all to remember a couple of things. And these are the things I want you to remember. That this has been going on for a while. That there are many boys who grew into men carrying this as a secret. Because the same way how we have a predatory culture. Big men going after the young girls within our culture, not allowing the school picking them for grow. It's the same way they've been going after the boys. It's all along. And we've been ignoring it all along. And when we talk about it, we get bashed all along. But it's factual. Time for us to stop trusting certain people in positions of power and certain positions blindly. Be involved. You will pick up the vibration if you're involved. And then pay attention to how this affects the children. And don't forget that no matter how grown them act, they are still children. Alright? I'll catch you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.